Hey cats, what's happening? I've been prisoner in the house. It's been so cold this week. I mean, in the negative digits. Uh, it's just trying to keep the house warm, basically. I even had to turn the furnace on yesterday. I mean, I had my wood burner going. It's going right now, putting out some serious heat, but it just wasn't enough to keep the house warm because it was like negative 13 yesterday. Today, though, there's kind of a heat wave. It's 18 degrees already. So, I was out this morning, though, early. I had to go to the dentist. I hate the dentist, but yeah, I think nobody really likes going to the dentist, do we? But it's something that, and you know, in my younger years, I used to avoid it. I didn't even go, and I paid the price for that because I lost almost all my molars, you know, my back teeth, but I still have enough to chew. And but they give me a pretty good report every time I go, and I do it like a 6 month checkup. So that was done this morning. That's out of the way. My schedule's been really tight. I There's always something going on, and it's just constantly busy. So you know, really getting in anything interesting, eh, more personal stuff that I can't really make a video of. But back here at the house, it's pretty much keeping the wood burner going, keeping the house warm, and trying to feed my belly with something. So anyway, that's kind of been the ticket around here. My birds have been eating up the seed like crazy in this cold weather. I've seen every kind of bird species here in the past week, and they're hungry. I wanted to show you my latest model build that I finished here. My GMC pickup truck. I'll take it over here where you can see it a little better. Turned out really nice. I was pretty happy with it. So, got a lot of detail to it. Got the spare tire in the back, the fuel can, tailgate does open. The interior's pretty nice, and it even has a gun rack with a couple of rifles hanging on the gun rack. Nice little detailed engine. Yeah, the hood opens up. So yeah, I was pretty happy with that. I even put a little worn winch on the front there, under the brush bar. It has the little floodlights up there. It has an antenna on the top, the side mirrors. It was a pretty challenging model to build, and the undercarriage was pretty detailed too. So yeah, that was fun. Will I get into building any more? Not right now. I really have had too much going on, and I was lucky to be able to find the time to finish that one. So now I've got my Firebird, my 67 GTO, the 87 GMC, and the older, the Chevy, and the Chevy van. And really, frankly, I don't have any more room. I mean, that's filling up right there, and I've got all this other stuff down here too. It's becoming the museum of sorts for this. I've got I don't know if I showed you all of this stuff. I got all of Val's china up on the top here, and then there's some of it down here too. Down here, We have a piece of petrified wood and some other rocks that my brother sent me from California. Some real pretty ones, different types of rocks. Val and I bought these Indian things at one point or another. The wedding vase, they call this, with the two spouts. The Indian back there was my grandfather's, uh, and I don't know, it was like a cigar thing. My mom gave me her silver baby spoons or whatever they are, and painted rocks that Val and I did over the years. So yeah, it's becoming like the museum here. I obviously don't clean house as diligently as my wife. She was, I would say she was almost a bit OCD about house cleaning, especially her kitchen. And I think I've told you before that her gas, it's a propane gas range. This was her pride and joy. This was her Harley. So she kept it spotless. And I've been cooking on it. I mean, when she was here, it was kind of like, do you really have to use the stove top? Can you find another way to cook? So we had the instant pot, we had the air fryer, other things that we would use, the electric skillet instead of cooking on her stove. But I have used the stove for cooking, and when you do, it gets splattered, it gets dirty. So yesterday, I thought, man, if she saw this, she would flip over in her grave. So I took it all apart. I cleaned it all up. I polished it. I even took all the knobs off and cleaned those and wiped everything down. Got some Windex on there. And that's looking pretty decent. But, she would be very, very critical. And she would look over it with a fine tooth comb. And she wouldn't like the way I cleaned it. I can guarantee you that. So yeah, it's these little things I find to do to keep myself occupied in this cold weather, because obviously you're not going to hang out outdoors when it's sub-zero weather in the negative teens. No, I had to go out a couple times. I had yesterday. I took Buzz to a doctor appointment, and so I have been going out in the cold weather, but it's intolerable. You just got to bundle up and you just do what you got to do. You get in, you get out, and you get back in the house and stay warm. That's about it. So it looks like the temperatures are going to start going up for us here a little bit. I saw that even down in the south, like Louisiana, in the panhandle, the Florida panhandle got snow. And that's like unprecedented. So this polar vortex, as they call it, came down, gave us like Arctic temperatures, and gave them some snow. I try to keep politics off of this channel, and it just gets to be, everybody wants to argue and fight over it, and it's just not worth it. But in the past week, there's been all of the inaugural stuff going on that I've kind of been watching on and off, and I've been pretty happy with the way things are going. I still see a lot of opposition to the current administration, the new administration, I should say, which, I wish people would just all get on board on the same channel and move forward and try to do the best we can to improve things for everybody. And it's sad, though, because some people are just so stuck in a rut that they refuse to believe anything different than what they have indoctrinated into their minds. And I know some of you are probably saying the same thing about me, but that's fine. We all have our opinions. We all have our thoughts and our beliefs, And I guess that's what makes each one of us unique. It's a heat wave today. It's up to 27 degrees. If I can take the trash out to the garage. Oh, look at my truck. It's just white with salt. It just drives me crazy. I would have taken it to the car wash today, but I forgot I had some wood in the back. And it isn't a lot of wood, but there's a little bit of wood there, and I couldn't put it through the car wash with that wood in there. So I've got to unload that. I hate winter. I just hate it. While I'm out enjoying this fine weather, I think I'll go empty the ash bucket. About every few days I got to clean the ashes out of the wood burner. So take the ashes over and throw them in the woods. Well, I'll tell you what, even though the temperature is up to 27, almost above freezing, but not quite, it's still cold because there's a breeze, and it's kind of a damp breeze. So it kind of has that wind chill effect. Not fun. Head back in where it's warm. Well, it's about time to start fixing my dinner, and I'm going to have one of my favorites. I'm going to make wings. So I've got my wings here. I like to buy these whole wings. You know, it's got the kind of the shoulder, the wing and the wingtip on them. A little bigger. They got some meat on them. And then I like to use my Ninja air fryer. I'd taken my pans and I used this olive oil spray, and I even though they're Teflon coated, I put the spray on there. It just helps to rinse them out easier when it's all done. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is put some olive oil in here with these wings. I like to get a good coat of olive oil on them. Once I got them all pretty well coated with olive oil, I like to use this Killer Hogs, the barbecue rub. And I love this stuff. It's got a little bit of a kick to it, but I'll put a nice generous coat of that on my wings, and then I'm going to turn these over so I can get both sides. Make sure those are coated all real nice with the Killer Hogs. Well, I got my wings. I carefully placed them in the air fryer tubs. And now I'm going to slide them into this. I love this air fryer because the two drawers gives you plenty of space to cook stuff, but you can also cook one thing in here, something completely different in here for a different temperature and a different time, and they'll both finish at the exact same time. But these are going to be the same, so I'm going to do air fry. It's at 390. I think I'm going to turn it down to 375. And then my time, I'm going to do 26 minutes, and then I'm going to push match cook, so they're both going to cook exactly the same. And then I push start, and in 26 minutes my wings should be done. I like my wings crispy. You know, I do not like rubbery wings. I like crispy wings. The other thing that has to go with my wings is the sauce. So I've got the Frank's Red Hot, I've got this Asian zing, which I really like. It's kind of a jelly-like, a little spicy. I got the typical orange buffalo sauce and this tiger sauce, which is really spicy hot. So I like to use those when I do my wing. A little on this one. Try next. A little of this sauce on this one. Yum. A little bit of this. Yeah. And it's kind of fun. It's a kind of a fun way for me to eat. The other thing I'm going to do probably is to steam up some broccoli to go with this, so I have my meat and my vegetables. Make a healthy meal. All right, my wings have finished up here. Oh man, they look good. Perfect. Oh man, those look good. What's your favorite part of the wing? The drumstick? The wing? Or the wing tip? There's not much meat on the wing tip. My favorite part is actually the wing. Well, you got to make sure you got plenty of napkins too when you have these wings. Not to forget my steamed broccoli too. Oh, it's hot. I'm going to go with some of the Asian zing to begin with, so I put a whole bunch of it on there. Look at that deliciousness. Falling right off the bone too. Perfect. This one, this drumstick, I'm gonna put some Frank's Red Hot on there. I save these bones too because my crows love these things. I'll put them out for the crows. I'm gonna have to say my favorite is this Asian zing. Got a kick to it, got some sweet to it. Delicious. A lot of meat on these. It's a messy meal, but it's an awesome meal. Here's the other nice thing about the air fryer. I can rinse these out, put them right in the dishwasher. Makes for a real easy cleanup. And done. And I've got my little bowl of chicken bones that I'll put out tomorrow morning, and the crows will have an enjoyable lunch. And then somewhat sticking to my diet, I made these cookies maybe a month or so ago. I had them in the freezer. One cookie, my dessert. No more than that. I'd like to eat the whole pile of them, but I ration them out. Those are delicious. Well, cats, it is lightly snowing again. I don't know if you can see the snow coming down, but at least it hasn't covered my steps and sidewalk yet. I've only had to sweep it off 25 times this winter already. I think later this week we're looking at temperatures getting up in the probably close to 40, if not 40. I'm liking that. Well, thanks for joining me today. Kind of been a slow, not a lot going on, but hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit me with the thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe and continue to join me on this day-to-day adventure in life, living out here in the sticks by myself. At least you guys come to join me twice a week. Stay warm.